Of course. So hello everyone and welcome. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I'm Michelle Herrera, the Assistant Director of Programs at Resolution Project. Like Aziz said, we have a lot of people who are RSVP'd, so they might still be joining us later on. They're working in different time zones, so I'm sure they'll be here in a few moments or trickling on as we get started. I want to thank everyone who is on the call for joining for the first installment of this series of the Enterprise Development Bootcamp with the Center for Awareness Training and Development. We are so honored to have our facilitators here today. Just a couple of housekeeping while we get started. While the facilitators are presenting, we ask that you please keep your audio on mute. However, there will be times to ask questions and engage. When those times do come up, please ask questions. We want to hear from you, and our facilitators want to hear from your thoughts. You can also drop questions into the chat. We highly encourage that if you are unable to come off mute. So do not worry, if those questions will get asked. It's now my honor to introduce the facilitator for today, Aziz Ullah. Aziz, I know we have our other facilitator. I'll let you introduce Hassan.
Yeah,
But Aziz,
absolutely, absolutely.
so I'm going to give a quick intro of Aziz for those who may not know him. Aziz is the co-founder of the Center for Awareness Training and Development in Pakistan. Through his work, he has years of experience in learning and organizational development, training and facilitation, entrepreneurship, and business development, and is working with nonprofits, for-profits, SMEs, academic institutions, public sector organizations, and so many more. You may have heard him say he just got off a different training, so this is ingrained in his work. His work and experience have impacted young people, entrepreneurs, professionals, and organizations across the world. Additionally, in 2018, we had the honor of Aziz working at Resolution headquarters through the Atlas Core Fellowship, where he served as the Organizational Development Fellow. He's also serves as a Resolution guide. So Aziz is ingrained in Resolution and is a great example of the Resolution community at work and active. And Aziz, with that, I will kick it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. And I'm really honored to work in this resolution community. Thanks, Michelle, for the detailed introduction. Some of you might have interaction with us in our previous webinars and seminars. One of the key purpose to help you get the right knowledge, the right tool, is to empower you with the equipments, with the skills, with the concept that can make you a successful change maker, a startup, that can make your venture a successful one. Because there are a lot of things when I reflect on my personal journey of entrepreneurship, there are a lot of things that I didn't know and that I was doing that I didn't know that I should be doing. I came to know later. So the resolution team, my team, we came together. We said what we can come up with in order to add to the to the fellows knowledge, skills, and concept that can help them do better in what they do, because you are change maker, you are changing communities, you are changing people's lives, you are changing things in your communities. But to make a great change, you really need to do things on a level that helps you create a bigger impact. And when it comes to enterprise development, it is really, I would say, a very challenging, a very structured process where you need to go step by step in order to not only initiate, launch, manage, in fact, sustain your startup. If I talk about my startup, it has been 12 years. It's a self-sustainable model, no funding, no loans, no donations. We are a self-sustainable model. Just to share with you, Center for Awareness Training and Development, which is a training and skill development consulting firm, helping people across businesses, across different sectors of life, in order to upskill themselves so that they do better. Whether if they do better, they can earn well, they can start freelancing work, they can start their own ventures. Even if they are in a work environment in a company, they can grow, and this way they can do better and they can create a bigger impact. So it has been 12 years we constantly look into ourselves, change our business model from different perspective in order to keep with the pace that is happening, in order to implement strategies, techniques, processes that help us go along the way that we have envisioned. So the vision you have is very big. Now, in order to reach that vision, you need tactical, you need strategic approach. For that strategic approach, the resolution project and we came together to give you the right tool, knowledge, and information in this and over the next few sessions on enterprise level, which is the first boot camp, enterprise development boot camp. You will interact with different experts. Today we have Mr. Hassan. I'll briefly introduce him, but this seminar has a series of 5 webinars where you will understand the very key essential aspects of enterprise. And if you understand these from the experts, you go back to your team, you go back to your venture, you work on these things, you will see you are slowly and gradually progressing towards the vision, towards the goals you have set for it. So from the resolution side, from the Center for Awareness Training and Development side, we want all of you to be there in the series of webinar for the next 5 webinars. Today is the first one, then we have 4 more webinars to learn from it. And personally, I really want you to have a notebook with you, write down things with you. The experience that the experts will be bringing today is huge. They have decades of experience running businesses, so you will learn so much, so many things. We really want you to write down everything that the expert says there, because this will create impact on you and on your venture. And the next thing I suggest to all of you is come up with questions. So the format is that we will have 1 hour session, 40 to 50 to 1 hour session. In between, if there is anything, just raise your hand on the screen, and then you will the expert will answer you. But if you have more answer, we have 30 minutes slot for the question answer in the later stage. We want you to come up with your real challenge, with your question, so that the experts help you understand your startup, your venture very well. So be there. We will share the recordings later as well with you, but we want you to be here. We want you to talk. We want to hear you. Our experts wants to hear you, and we want you to learn these things, write it down, apply it in the later stage, so that you can do well in your startup. So thank you again, everyone, for joining today. We are really happy that we have such a good participation, very diverse participation. I was going through the profile, and everything that we will discuss today and in the next webinar is pretty much important for you, and is pretty much relevant to what you are doing today. So the more you take out of these webinars, the more impact you will see on your venture, and that of course will create an impact on your community. So again, thank you for joining. And Mr. Hassan, thank you so very much for being here today, for giving us time. I know you remain pretty busy, but I'm very grateful that in all the seminars, webinar, you always, you never say no. Whatever time, day we mention, you are always there. And just to briefly introduce Mr. Hassan. He has been amazing mentor to us throughout, for the last 1 decade. He is coaching us. He has coached us. He's amazing 25 years of experience in the industry, has run multiple businesses, is looking after multiple businesses, has key expertise in the ideation, how a product and a service can be designed, and how you as a startup, what you need to be aware of if you are designing a process, or if you want to change an idea. You already have an idea, you want to change it. So there will be a lot of discussion, some technical, some non-technical, but he has a great expertise that you can learn from him today. And the more you ask him, the more you will learn from him. So I won't take more time. I'll hand it over to Mr. Hassan. Hassan, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aziz. Thank you very much. Am I audible to everyone? If it's not,
Yes,
do let me know.
yes.
So it's great to see wonderful profiles, wonderful people here. They are trying to make change, and hopefully they will. So the thing we are going to talk about today is ideation. Uh, I think you guys would have a quite idea about it. Ideation is a thing which you guys are always doing. When Aziz told me that I have to talk to you guys on ideation, I just clicked in my mind once I was doing, and there's a thing I'll mention here. Once I was attending theater classes, so my teacher came up and he asked us in the first class, very first class, he asked us, who was the first person who went to the moon? Do you have any idea? Any of you? So I think the answer would be the same. Neil Armstrong was our answer. Our teacher said, no, it's wrong. He said, no, he was the person. He said, no, he wasn't. Then we kept trying. Someone said the buzz, and then some other came up with the Russian theory. So he was consistent with the no. We asked him, tell us who was the man who went to the moon for the first time. He said, the man who told the story, there lives a fairy on the moon. He was the first man who went to the moon. So on that day, I've learned first on anything, it goes your approach, your thoughts goes there. Then science thinks about it. The world thinks about it, how to make it real. So this was the thing. This was the learning. Today, I'll be sharing some written approaches about it. The word has written about it, and I'm sure you guys would be knowing all of these things, and you would all really be working on these things. So here is the presentation. All participants.
Hassan, do you have access to the screen?
Yes, 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 I do have, and
Alright.
I'm going to share my presentation.
And just for all the fellows, just to understand this, once the session is over, so we will share all the presentation content with you and some other material which we are working on. So once the session is done, through your email, we will be sharing all these materials with you.
Okay, so this is the thing we are going to talk about. I'll stop my video. Is my screen available to you all?
I can see it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
visible. And Michelle, Hassan is audible, right? Because I see one comment saying no audio. I think he's clearly audible to us.
I hear him. Coach, I will work with you to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. And for those, if you have an audio issue, just see whether you're online from mobile. If you're online from mobile, then you need to connect through the data, right? So there are some option you need to select, which you will be able to hear. Yeah, Hassan, you can move.
Sure. So this is my profile. You guys will be seeing it later once Aziz and resolution team shares it with you. So the things we would be talking about today, we have a bit short time. That uh, topic is very vast. This is all about our startups are based upon. The thing is, most of us would have passed through this point and we have sailed through the ideation stage. But ideation is not only about making a product. It's much more about it. So we'll discuss the things today. And if there's any question, I'll be here to assist you. And I'll be very happy if you guys come up with the real solution, real problems, then we'll discuss solutions for those. So what will be the flow of the sessions? Because we have just like 45 minutes to talk about these things. So we'll be having introduction about this of the session. Then we'll understand ideation, then idea validation, then developing a value proposition. Then we'll talk about product service development process, then minimum viable product approach, then resource and tools for development, and then we'll be having a question and answer session. So this would be the flow. And be patient. If you have sailed through this area and from this stage, we'll be looking for your feedback in the question and answer session for the learning of others. So hopefully I'll be learning from you guys too today. So, and if we talk about introduction, to me, ideation plays the most important role in any of the startup, because startup is a business usually, and it starts with identifying a problem and then finding its solution. The best answers to any questions related to what is a startup. This is the best answer I've got ever. I've worked with many startups as advisors, and the startups I have seen in my career, in my life, those went like across continents, were the ones who came up with the best solutions for the real-time problems. So ideation was the thing which helped them to find a solution. Okay, so this is about ideation, and if we translate it or try to explain it as the definition, then ideation is developing and thinking of making a solution for a problem. Just to conceptualize the solution is ideation, to create an idea. What can be my selling thing or my selling proposition for the market? Okay, importance of ideation and products and service development for startup, what it is, why it is necessary, because innovation is the first thing. Innovation always encourages the generation of new and innovative ideas. You guys would have knowing this, and this is essential for startups, and also helps them to differentiate with the market. It also helps the businessmen like you or entrepreneurs like you to think out of the box. So you can come up with the unique solutions and address customers' issues with that. Then if we talk about other things, then ideation helps us to address problems, to solve problems, not only of the market, of the business. It helps us if we are facing any problems in our businesses, in our ideas, in our products. It helps us to find out the solution of those problems. Then ideation helps us to see if our services, our products are a good market fit or not. Okay. So we see, is it a good thing for the market, or if the market is accepting it or not? Then if I talk about on number 4, I think it was adaptability. So we can check it that are we adaptable to the market? And other thing, can we adjust with the ecosystem or not? Ideation helps us in achieving this goal, because by adjusting with the ecosystem, available ecosystem, I'll prefer to say this, if we adjust to the available ecosystem, then we'll be able to find out the solutions for our startups. And last thing, if I talk about the importance, that is, it helps us to collaborate with the team. Okay. Like in ideation stage, we bring everyone on the table and we find solutions for the available problems. So team collaboration increases in this way. So this was all about introduction. This was the basic. We will be talking on these things again and again in this like 40 to 45 minutes. So we'll try to get something out of it, and I could learn something from you guys. Okay, it's going forward. Let me hide it. Understanding ideation. So what is the definition? We have talked about this definition and significance. We have also about it. And what are the techniques to generate new ideas? There are many techniques, like fishbone strategy. Well, these are the things which would be available in the next slides. It would be easier for you to understand it. That what are the techniques for this? Best technique is the market study, market research for that. Okay, then validation of the market. Okay, then what are the other things like identification of a problem? These are the things. And what are the techniques? On the techniques, we would be talking in the next slides. Encouraging a creative mindsets within the team. So ideation helps us to find the techniques. And how do we find techniques? Usually by ideating and having discussions within the teams. Okay, it also helps all our team members to come up with the solutions, and some of the times we are not we are expecting the least from someone comes up with the best solution. Okay, it helps us to collaborate and give us best results from the team. Okay, this is the easiest part. Taking more time on the technical things. That's why we'll move to next slide and the next area. That is one of the important things. The first thing is importance. Well, is it important or not? Then we make an idea. We work on our ideation. How do we ideate? We follow some techniques. We discuss it with the team. Okay. Then we validate our ideas. For problems, we get one idea, two idea, three idea. We discuss it, and then we see which is the best fit or which is the best solution of the problem. So importance of validating ideas before investing resources is the main thing. Okay. So what is the importance of validating ideas before investing resources? If I talk about it, there are 4 to 5 things which helps us in validating an idea before investing resources. It helps us. This would be available separately for you guys, but if you want to note it down, you can do it. So idea validation helps us in risk minimization. By investing in idea validation, we can mitigate our risks. it decreases our risks. So that is the main thing for any startup. If we mitigate our risks, we would be on the winning side. The chance of losing would be getting reduced. So the other thing, resource saving. If we don't validate an idea and we start failing, there will be chances we come out losing or losing our resources. So it would help us resource saving our resources. Third thing, it helps us in improving discussions and helps us in decision making. So idea validation helps us how to make quick and better decisions. Once we validate the idea, we have the data, we have this market validation in it. So we can say with authenticity that this idea will work in this market or not.
Hassan, we lost you. Hello? Hassan, can you hear us? Okay, let's wait for him. Maybe some.
Just a minute. I'm
Yeah,
back.
sure. You can share the screen.
Yes, I'm going to share it again. So I'm back here again. I was talking about attraction for investor. The last thing was for idea in idea validation. Is attraction, is it attractive for our investors and partners or not? It helps us in finding it. So I've talked about 5 points, I think. First was risk, it was about risk, then it was about resources, then it was about decision making, then it was about market fit, yes, then it was about investors, attraction for investors and partners. So these are the things. Idea validation helps us in all the. Then conducting market research, it not only helps us, it is there any question? Okay, so it helps us to find out the best way to do the market research and customer analysis. And what are the best ways to conduct this market research and have customer analysis? There are like 6-7 things in it. If you want to note it down, to have the market knowledge, market research available. Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, Hassan, you're audible.
Okay. So if we talk about this thing, the thing we have available to conduct market research and have customer analysis, the first thing we can do is do market surveys. We can conduct interviews. We can have focus group discussions. We can have observational research. We can have online analytics. We can have competitive analysis. We can have customer feedbacks and reviews. Then we can have buying trend analysis. These are the things which helps us to research our markets and have our customer analysis. These all things are available. These all types of researches and surveys types are available in the market. It's up to us and based upon our available resources, funds, that how much do we have to invest on this area. Let me tell you another thing besides this presentation. They say if we work upon 80-20 principle, our startup will never fail. So what is the 80-20 principle? If we plan 80% of the time, is there any question? Okay. So if we plan for give 80% of our time in planning, then our efforts would be 20%. So research is the part of that 80%. Before starting, before selling, we have to have the market data, market research to see our product and service is a good fit for the market and check its acceptability. So this is the thing. Then if we talk about identifying target audience and their needs and wants, then we have many different things like how we can identify the markets, how can we have the needs and wants of the customers. Then we have to, first thing, we have to ideate a product, we have to create an idea, then we have to do market research, then we have to analyze competitors. Then what we have to do, we have to create buyer's persona. We have to see what buyers want to buy. Then we have to see, we have to test our assumption. Is there any question?
Hassan, I don't think there is a question. It's a mic which is
Okay.
unmute.
Okay. Okay, then. If we talk about, we have to customer buyer's persona, what they want, they won't want, buy what they want to buy. So this would be the thing. Then we would test our assumptions that if we thought this is a problem of the market, is that really a problem? And is our solution acceptable to the market or not? Then we will continuously monitor and adopt. Idea would be validated. If we continuously monitor the performance of our product or service in the market and adopt to the changes according to the market needs, our idea would be validated. So this is about idea validation. Then I will move forward to the next thing. Once I'm done, I'll explain these things. If I got time, I'll explain these things again. So at first stage, I'll try that I could complete it in time. Where is the next slide? This. Developing a value proposition. So I think all of the startups at least knows about it. What is the value proposition? So this is unique value proposition for your product. A common word in our business world is USP, unique selling proposition. We always use it. Not in the startup scenario, it is from the start of the businesses. If any business is successful in the market, if it has some USPs, unique selling propositions. So that is also unique value proposition for your product and service. We have to see how we differentiate from others, how our product is different, our service is differentiating from others. So how is it unique for others? Then differentiating from competitors, how we are differentiating from competitors. And for that, we need to know about our competitors. That is being, and that we get it done through surveys, through market research, that what our competitors are doing. Then clearly communicating the benefits to the customers. Yes, it is very important. Sometimes we make things, we invent something, and or we come up with a solution for some market, and we think that customers would come to know about that this is a very good product or services and this is a unique thing. No, it doesn't work that way. We always have to tell the customers it is unique. It is different from the market. Nobody is doing it. It's all about marketing. It's all about telling about it, just about it. If you are not telling about it, nobody would tell about it. Some competitor would come and would tell it to the market and will grab your share, your efforts. So we have to communicate very clearly, because we are the persons, we are the people who knows how we differentiate from the competitors. And for customers, sometimes they say it doesn't matter, but we have to tell the difference, and the difference should be like valuable for them. I always say that one of my teachers, Robert W. Pye, says everyone in this world listens to a radio, listens to an FM, that is WIIFM. So what is that WIIFM? That's what's in it for me. So we have to see what's in it for our customers. Once we have to make a product, if some competitors are already doing it, then we have to see what's in it for our customers, why it is unique. So WIIFM is the approach for them. We have to follow. So this is a unique value proposition. We have to find that. And this is mostly the main thing, the main idea on which we are always working on. Then differentiating from the competitors, then clearly communicating the benefits to the customer. Sometimes these are benefits, these are value additions, sometimes extra services, sometimes relationship building. So these all are the things which always helps us to develop a unique value proposition for the customer. Sometimes things are available in the market, like in airline industry. All the airlines are giving the same offers. But why another airline is better? Because the level of service, level of customization, level of the feel of home is the difference, unique value proposition for them. So this is how it works. Then I'll move further and I'll talk about product development process or service development process. Usually, we always do like this. We always make a product and then we start thinking about, now we have to sell it, and this is the best product in the market. In most of the cases, I've seen that. We always think about it. As it says, they say, your idea is like a baby to you. You always try to protect your idea and never let anybody harm it. But to be strong, you have to make your idea ready in the market to make it best fit for the market. Oh, okay. So what is the, Achha, if I talk about the product development life cycle, you guys would have an idea about it. How does it work? Like the product development starts from ideation. That is our main topic for today. Then it comes up after ideation, it comes the stage of concept development. Once the concept is developed of making that product, then it comes the planning stage. How to make that product. Then or service, how to design that service. Then design or development of that service comes after planning. And after that, in product and service development, validation or testing of the product. Is that the product we wanted, or is it something new? It was like, does anybody know how this microwave oven was invented? In 1946, some scientists were working on magnetron, and he was working on that and was not getting the solution. And he was walking in the room, magnetron was on charge there. After some times, when he felt to eat some chocolate, he was feeling to have some chocolate. He brought the packet out of his pocket and it was melted. He thought about it, how it happened. His body didn't felt any heat and the chocolate was melted. So microwave oven was invented. And now at this time, if we say about the first world, like states like London, like UK, and the other world, microwave is available in more than 90% of the homes. So the idea they were trying to validate was something else. But in the meanwhile, they have developed another product. Sometimes it works in that way. In developing a product, we find another product that is also not available in the market and we can work on it. So if after testing and validation, then it comes the launch stage. How to launch the product in the market. How to tell people that this is the best product. What is the strategy we adopt for launching our product? Then it's about growth. Okay. Does that product gets customer response, or does our sales achieve the target? Does our customers ask for it again or not? Then we see maturity. After sometimes, after growth, it comes pivoting actually. We pivot. With the customer's feedback, we keep on improving our products or services. And then it comes the stage of maturity. There, after some times, our product gets mature. Like if you guys have seen Uber. Uber is working in the market, and it is working. It's a mature product in the market. But if we go to like these sites in these Asian countries, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, we'll see there is a product named Grab that was more mature than Uber there. And they took over Uber in those countries. So Grab is the main product there. Uber is not working there. So it's all about maturity. Being in during that growth phase, it was realized that Uber was unable to offer that unique experience that was required in the market, and Grab was offering that product in the market, that experience in the market. Grab was the thing that got mature and took over a globally accepted product that was unable to market its way in that market, that specific market. I have traveled in both of those services and took services from both of those companies, and I found Grab better than Uber. At that time, Uber was not taken over by Grab. So this is the thing. At maturity stage, we see it. A mature product performs like a winning company, a winning product. Then, if the product is not accepted at that stage, it is not getting mature, it is always creating problem, then it comes decline stage. So it means we made a thing that went well, but that was not sustainable. We made a service that went well, but that was not sustainable. So that is a thing we plan it in our businesses. That this is something different. We plan it in some other way in regular businesses, but in startups, we say we have to see the complete product life cycle development process to see how a product is being developed. Like in these days, we have seen there are incubators which helps us. In incubators, and we see it, and uh, it, in like you guys would be knowing about it. For flying, they don't need to train the guys in the airplanes. They have artificial environments available with them. So for today's guys, for today's startups, for today's businesses, they have artificial setups and moments available. We can test and validate our ideas. We have got these facilities available with us these days. So ideas can be validated, product development process can be validated through those available products. We will be talking about those tools on the later stage. Okay, guys, now I'm moving forward because I've got 15 minutes to talk more. And I have to recap of this once again. This is MVP. So I think you guys know about MVP, concept of MVP and its benefit for startups. So what it is, then developing a basic version of the product service to gather user feedback, then iterating and improving based on user insight. Okay, MVP is what is the MVP? That is minimum viable product. And that is minimum viable product. That is minimum viable product is a thing which we can say it a lab-based product that is the minimum at its minimum level. We make a software, we don't plan it for the larger servers, bigger servers, more audience. We give it for live testing to the people, real-time testing of that application product. We design, we work on some seeds and we plant those on some. So in all this process, we get to know about the viability of our products. So first of all, we have to see the minimum viable product, available minimum. What is the minimum viable product for us? We have to work on it. And you guys would be knowing about it. Investors and partners and the firms, investment firms, VCs, like angel investors, they are always confirmed about MVPs. So they always ask you about what is MVP. They see it, they test it. So that is the thing. And what is the benefit of MVP? There are different benefits of it. Like MVP helps us to reach the market at a very fast pace because we have already tested or validated our product. Then MVP helps us in achieving the cost efficiency because in making a minimum viable product, we got to know about the product development cycle. And now in reverse engineering, we can reduce the cost of our product or service. Let's say if we have developed a product or service and the developer's cost was too much for that, now we have got a developed product, we can have cheaper resources for those. So there are many ways we get, if we scale our product, we'll get the cheaper inputs, ingredients for those. The cost would be decreased. Then cost efficiency would be there for us after making an MVP. Then by making an MVP, we have user feedback and validation. After MVP, we get real-time testing, we get users feedback, we get to know that how we can pivot our product, how can we give the best to the market which is required by the market. Then we say early market entry. And what is early market entry? If we work on validation, if two people or three companies are working on same concept and on the same idea, the company which is sailed through MVP process would be the early market hitter. That would take the early market entry. Then it helps us to mitigate risks, and MVP helps us to mitigate our risks, and then it helps us scalability, because by having a product available with us, we are ready to scale our project or product. So this was about MVP. Okay, hope I'm clear till this stage. Then I'll move forward to resources and tools for development. So there are many things, many stages, and product development cycle. There are many things which helps us to reach our desired results. Useful resources and tools are idea creation and development. Talking about it, online platforms, tools, design tools, and project management softwares. These are available. These can be searched online. And there is a usual mistake we do in our startups. That is, we don't think about or plan in our budgets about paying for these tools and softwares and online platforms. We miss that. And that's the thing which many a times get the product unviable, make the product unviable. So once we are planning, we have to think about these resources, tools, like ideation. I always prefer people to go to Pinterest. That is the best thing, one of the best things available in the market. Go to the Behance, go to Dribble, go to these platforms, see inspiration boards. These are the best platforms. And I think for these days, Bard works for that, and ChatGPT works for that. But to get basic inspiration, Pinterest, Behance are the best things. And I would prefer you guys, once you are working on some idea, just for one day, you have to search something. Algorithm will start working in your favor. You'll be getting your desired options, and you'll be getting things about it. This is about inspiration boards. Then there is another way, and that is unique. That's if we see word generators, type word generators. these are random word generators, and word in this thing, we get some new words about a thing, which helps us finding a new product or service that is a unique way. Some people does it, and if we talk about creative thinking, these are the tools. Actually, I'm telling you the tools. I always tell my students of creative thinking. These are the tools. Then, what are the thinking? But we can think about it. Yes, there are design thinking tools. There are many design thinking tools we can adopt, like idea method cards. There are like what are fishbone diagram is the thing. Design thinking.
Hassan, I think we lost you. I'm not sure if you're talking.
So there are mind mapping tools. You can work on those too. And yes, whiteboarding. Other than this design thinking, there is another thing, whiteboarding. So, like we develop a whiteboard, we start working on it, and we ask our team. This is an ideation tool. I always ask my teams once we are working on something, the whiteboard is the better thing. Whiteboard tools are better things. Like it's Miro, it's Google Jamboard is a very workable thing for that. And other than that, mm, yes, ideation and idea management tools are all already available in the market. These are like idea scale, idea drop, big idea, bright idea. These type of platforms are available. Idea management tools are available. Just do. I'm telling you the tools. You have to see suitability for your business for you. You have to see these tools. These are the ideas I'm giving you. Then there is a must for all startups. We need to have note taking tools or diaries available with us. So there are tools also available with us, like Evernote, OneNote, like Google Keep. Things are there in the market. Then another thing for this product development, yes, I think you guys would have seen Trello. So Trello is a product. Check it online. You can enter your workings on it, your team's working on it, your assigned workings, and you can monitor your workings on that. Okay, guys? So this is about the idea creation, and this is question answered. Now I would once again tell you again all this thing. What is ideation and idea creation? Ideation is about innovation, it's about problem solving, it's about seeing our products best market fit. It helps us in or seeing our adaptability to the ecosystem. It helps us to see our team collaboration and improve our team collaboration. Ideation helps us in all these things, and it's all about these things. Then the same thing is there. Understanding ideation, understanding it helps us in creating positive mindset, creative mindsets. It tells us in techniques of generating new ideas. For these days, generating new ideas is the better to have tools. Otherwise, discussions, otherwise having research on the market, and checking in the market what is not available in the market. So the idea validation, and what is about validation is all about. It's about risk minimization. It's about resource saving. It's about improved decision making. It's about enhanced market fit, partners. Then we see how to conduct market research or have customer analysis. We have got the option of surveys, we have got the option of interviews, we have got the option of having focus groups, we have got the option of having observational researches, we have got the option of having the results of online analytics, we have got the option of having competitors analysis, we have got the option of having customer feedbacks and reviews for on our MVPs. And in some cases, I've seen a very interesting thing. A guy was working on other guys, customers of another startups questions that was being written on his first book. He was always reading those questions, and for the same questions I asked, the guy who was reading, who was studying, offered another product in the market, and that got hit. I'm talking about a platform in Pakistan. You can see that Park Wheels, that is selling cars online. People were asking about car care products about it. The guy was continuously reading it on their Facebook page and in the FAQ section, and the guy launched car accessories startup, and that went so much well that within 2 years he made like 8 very big stores, and those all were his own stores. Those were not like franchised stores, and that I've seen that working. And then we see after competitor analysis, customer feedbacks and reviews, then it comes buying trends analysis. So we have got buying trends analysis available in the market. So we can see that, we can buy that, we can have companies partner with us for that trends, availability of those trends. Or we also can have that result on a MVP. Okay, then it comes developing a value proposition, how to develop a product. We have to see the USP, unique selling proposition of a product, and how to see that USP of our product. Any idea? Okay. We have to see, is that a product available in the market, and what we have differentiated from the others? How we have differentiated from the competitors? Are we giving a new product in the market? Is that available or not? Have we addressed the problem of the market or not? And then, yes, the most important thing, have we communicated that differences, that solution to the market or not? That is very important. Okay, guys, then I'm moving forward. Then it comes product development life cycle. And product development life cycle is all about ideation, concept development, planning, design and development of the product, testing and validation of the product, launching of the product, growth, to see the growth, pivoting it, then see the maturity of the product, and then acceptability or declining by the market. Sorry. Okay. And then we talk about stakeholders and getting feedback through the process. Yes. It's always better in product development stage, we involve our stakeholders in it. Like if we are looking to have investors with us after making MVP, we can have our investors ready with us. That can be on pre-seed stage for you guys, for you startups. Okay, then I'll move forward to MVP. What are the benefits of making MVP? It's faster reach to the market. It's cost efficient. It helps to get user feedback and validation. It helps us to hitting the market early. It helps us to mitigate risks. It helps us in scalability and iteration. And then it comes, if we talk about this thing, then it comes mind mapping tools. There are many things. Then idea boards. Then like I've talked about Instagram, or not Instagram, Pinterest. Pinterest, we have whiteboards available. There are too many things we have available in the market. We have project management tools available. We have Trello available in the market. So these are the things. Now I'll move forward because I've got 12 minutes. This is question session.
Hassan,
Yes,
thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Hassan. Before we move to question answer session, I'll take few minutes to share a few slides because I think what discussion you had, what things you shared, there are some key more insight that we wanted to include so that they have an idea about the whole ideation process, product and service development. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So based on the experience, as I said earlier, and based on whatever we mentioned in this session, when it comes to idea creation, there are a few very important questions that you need to put. I'm sharing here with you, and you will get these slides as well. When you are in the idea creation problem, or you are creating an idea. Okay, I will mute, not a problem. So the first question you need to ask when you're creating an idea, what is the problem or challenge? Because your idea is based on the problem you are solving. If you don't know the problem, you're coming up in idea, the exact problem, you're coming up in idea, that means it's not meeting the solution for that problem. Why the problem or the challenge exist? You need to find the stakeholder, as Hassan mentioned. What are the feasible solution? And then you need to test whatever works best for you, as discussed in the session. Does it solve the problem or challenge or not? Hassan said it needs to be feasible. Is it feasible or not? Will it work or not? Will it meets the needs of the people or not? Who are the key stakeholders? The government, the vendors, the suppliers, your team, the people you are targeting who are facing the problems. Is the idea feasible and viable or not? Is it feasible or viable? Means, do you have the technical and financial resources to make it happen? Make your product service reached to the people you are targeting. Is it viable? Can you earn through this as well? Can you sell this product as well or not? What is the unique selling point? Hassan mentioned this in detail. What resources are required in the implementation phase? Three kind of resources are required for ventures: man, which is the HR, human resources, the materials are the machines, and the money. So you need to do that as well for when you are generating an idea. Is the idea sustainable and scalable or not? Is it sustainable? Can you go along with? Can this go long? Can this be scalable? You're starting on a smaller level. And Hassan gave you a beautiful example of the person who have now 8 stores, how he started. The same, is it scalable? Can you scale it to the other parts? Now, these are some of the important questions. I'll share these slides later as well with you so that you can brainstorm on these questions. I really liked, how you can create an idea. And these are the 4 ways what Hassan said. We just want to add this to it as well, that observation. You come up with the ideas based on the observation you make, whether in your community, the problem people are facing, or it can come from your experience. If you're a part of a community, you have experienced something, and then you built on it, and you come up with an idea in order to solve a problem that you have faced, right? And then people in your area facing. And Hassan mentioned an example of Uber. If you're not getting in ideas, you can build an existing idea, modify it, customize it based upon the needs to meet the needs of the people, the customer, and this would work as well. And someone else's idea as well. When San said idea fishing, it is very, very important that, if you don't have an idea, you go and sit with other people who can give you an idea, you can brainstorm on it, and later you can go and you can implement it in a full-fledged way. So these are the four ways through which you can do idea fishing, and you can use different tools like design thinking, other tools that Hassan mentioned in order to create an idea. And this is how, based on these ideas, you design a product or a service. And this is where the creative cycle is important. Hassan touched on very, very important things, and this is one thing that you need to understand, that if you want to develop a great idea, a feasible, viable, and a desirable idea which meets the need of the people, you need to take it through the stages. Hassan mentioned all those things that is a part of this model, right? The first thing is you need to do research. Without research, you cannot understand the problem, whether it is market analysis, it is stakeholder analysis, it is the problem analysis, whatever that is, you need to reach out to the problem, which would be based on the research. Then ideation stage, you did a research, you came, you try understand the problem very well, and then it comes, to do its analysis. Okay, this is the problem, why it exists, what are the stakeholders, so you brainstorm on it in order to make connections to it. Then the other phase is development phase. You come up with multiple ideas in ideation stage, you have 3 ideas, you work on it, and then you see in the development phase, okay, which is the idea which is feasible, viable, and which is desirable as well. And do you have those, what are the resources you have for each of the idea? Because in the ideation phase you get many ideas, then you pick and choose whatever is relevant, so you build on that. So in the development phase, you develop the idea entirely, whether it's the financials included, the resources it needed, the implementation plan, etc., which is in the next slide, right? And then the revision phase. The revision phase is really really important. That you go through it, you sit with your team, with colleagues, with your experts, and then you revise. Does it need improvements? If it needs improvement, improve it. Or if you go into the, let's suppose, testing phase, minimum viable product, if you test it, you come, you take the feedback, and you make the things happen, or you improve your idea. Now the next important stage is, which is really, really important. This is the final thing I would give you. It's the summary of what Hassan said is, when it comes to the components of, creating a business venture, or a venture, could be for profit, non-for-profit, you really need to have a business idea. We share all the details. You need to have its description, what that idea is, you need to define it. Then Hassan already mentioned it, market analysis, you can do the market analysis. You need to develop a product. I shared the model with you as well. Then you also need to know, once you define everything, where do you want to start? Do you want to start online? Do you want to start in a city? Do you want to start on a regional or on professional level, on an international level? So you need to define, so that you can allocate your resources to your product and service accordingly. Then branding, marketing, sales, don't worry about this. I won't talk more about this in the next session. I think the third session is on branding, marketing, and sales. So in the third webinar, we will talk about this in detail, how you can make a branding, marketing, and sales plan. Then you need to have the competitive analysis. I mean, competitor analysis, who is in the market, what they are doing, what they are offering, what's their price, how they are selling out, how they are reaching out to them, so that you modify your strategy accordingly when you're going into the market. Then financial needs. Every business, every idea has some financial needs. What is your idea? How much financial you need for the operations? How much financial you need for the material machines? How much financials you need for, let's suppose, the HR planning? Now, resolution project provides you financials as well. Now, how much money you take from resolution, how do you dedicate it to different parts? You really need to divide your financials accordingly, right? And then operational plan, how you will run your business. This is really important, right? You really need to focus on your day-to-day activity from morning till evening, who will be doing what, defining the roles and responsibilities. So these, most of these parts would be covered in the later webinars. And finally, team with entrepreneurial attitude. We have a specific session dedicated to these as well, to most of these topics in the later stage. But we wanted to share with you that these are some of the key components through which, if you know, if you understand, if you have knowledge about it, and if you work on these, this can really help you come up with a better idea, more feasible, desirable, and viable idea. And once you go into the implementation, once you launch it, you will get better result. And this is where, startups struggle, that they don't do that basic homework. If you do these basic homework, and you can really take a good start when it comes to coming up with an idea, understanding it, and then launching it, and then getting result out of it. I'm mentioning again, you will get all these these material through the email, right? No worries about it. We will share these all details with you. So now we are up to we are now in the question answer session. We are here. If you have any question from me, from Hassan, we are here to address your questions. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. We will respond to it.
Okay, can I go and ask a question now?
Go. Yes, go ahead.
Right, okay, I'm Mohamed Isa, and thank you very much for a very fantastic ideation work. I really gained a lot. But the question here I just want to ask is concerning the minimal viable product. Imagine you're working on a service, and let's say a media service, you do coveraging and videography. Now, if you want to show that to minimally, just to test if people are going to like it so that you can actually pick up from there. How do you do that once it's a service that is not easily, transferable or sendable? It's a service, not a product. Remember, if it's a product, you could actually send them a prototype, say a software, you could just give them a demo version. But if it's a service, how do you do that?
Yeah, Hassan, would you like to respond? I'll comment later.
I'll ask the question again because I got some disconnection here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I summarize it? So Hassan's question is, for a product, it is fine to have minimum viable product. What about service? And service, how we can develop our minimum viable product?
Yes.
The way you do not understand what they speak, they didn't understand Mohammed. Yeah.
Let me ask it again. For a service.
Okay. Nini, I got it. If Aziz explained it, that basic thing is group discussions, closed circle discussion is the thing. The best suitable people in the market, available in the market for that, are the people. We go to them, we tell them about our service, that we are offering this type of a service. This is the thing. We ask for validation from the experts of that field. If they validate the idea, yes, this is good. If I'm in the company, I can buy this. They can tell you about the pricing, they can tell you about the requirements. So in that way, we also pivot the idea, we check its viability, because when we will hit the market, once we have solution, when we have answer to our any questions of other person. So that's how we validate. I do validate. I started a new project. Like in our market, there is no other company available offering garage services, garage advisory services. So I checked the validity, but with many companies, then many people, and ask them, is this product or service, is this service required in the market? Would you like to buy it? They said yes. Then after the research of 6 months, I started it. So this is how it works. Yes.
And before I comment, I have a question. Can you be specific? For example, can you mention your startup, like what exact services your startups, provide, so that I respond accordingly, because different services has a different approach. So can you mention what services your startups or your venture provides?
Okay, good question. If as a service, what you do is to support people with okay, I'm going to use media for example.
So
Like
sorry, I'm cutting you. I'm just asking you from
Mm.
your idea. I know generally we'll answer you in different ways, but if you are running your own service-based business, I would really like you to share your personal service that you want, or you have an idea and you want to start, or you are already doing it, so that I give you a very specific answers to your idea.
not really started, still thinking about it, if that's the
Okay.
question. But of
Mhm.
course, the question was talking about giving a sample to somebody, kind of
Yeah.
something like that. But it's easy to do that with products, isn't it? Because that you can give them a sample. But if it's a service, those people are quite distant. How do you make them see it?
All right.
Like,
So Hassan already answered you, seeing because I have been running a service business from last 12 years, right? How we do this? How did we started it? For example, we are a training consultancy, right? So how you develop your product? Now you need to have a team of experts who has little insights into the industry, what works and what doesn't work. And that again depends on the research, what is happening in the market, where is the gap that you want to strike, or you want to work on. For example, if the gap is in just giving an example, if it is a skill development of the employees, let's suppose you're targeting different companies, so that means bring in 2 3 people from the industry, sit with them and talk to them. What do you think, what are the gaps in your company? Connect with some people, gather the idea, and then design a program. For example, this is how we do it. We ask people from different industry, we sit, we design a complete, let's suppose, a leadership program. We design it, we customize the content, we include the trainer's profile, who will be the trainer, we include those who are relevant to that industry, and then we go and we pitch it to them, although they haven't seen our product. But this is what we pitch them, that hey, this is what your needs, we have these speakers, I think this can impact you, this will add value to it, and our services are great quality, interactive. We pitch it in the best way. So in 10 companies, only 3 will accept it, not 7, right? But still it's fine. This is how it works. This is how you take a start. So for you, a minimum viable product is the thing that is need on a document, proper program which has a background, which has an objective, which have the 2 days 3 days schedule into it, the industry best subject matter experts. Then you go and you pitch it, and this way you tell them this is our product. So in that sense, that service is your product, right? That you provide. This is just one example I gave it to you from our personal experience. I hope it's clear. Do you have any clarifying question?
Thank you. That's great.
I have a question, please.
Okay. Yeah, Ibrahim, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Abubakar Ibrahim, and my question is still on minimum viable products.
Mhm.
I want to say, is there a minimum standard or acceptable standard of measuring this as per industry, or is based on individual discretion? For example, if I am in the agricultural industry where I seek to enhance social impact via agricultural products, is there a minimum acceptable standard that I have to go and check and use it as a benchmark, or it is based on individual discretion on minimum viable products?
Yeah, Hassan, you want to go first? Hassan, can you hear us?
Just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
You
sure.
please
Yeah, till then,
continue with it.
Abu Bakr, I'll answer it. And I think it's little tricky question, a little technical as well, when it comes to specifically your startup, when you are targeting the agriculture. So the first thing you need to see what are the best practices in the industry, like the scientific practices there, right? And then the second thing you need to see some of the regulation from the government side, the legal side of it, the regulation that is placed out there, because different countries have different regulation in place, for the agriculture. And then there are products and there are things I'm not have a complete idea, but it would be helpful for me if you briefly explain your idea, so that then I can give you a very, very specific answer to your venture. What exactly, your idea is or your venture is about?
Okay, what I seek to do is to, for example, get smallholder farmers, give them inputs for them to be able to grow their plants, harvest their products, become economically independent from the product and all that. Sort of
Excellent.
empowering smallholder farmers and then helping them to become economically independent via input distribution to them. So basically, this is the area I seek to operate.
So,
Yeah. So in that situation, how can I measure my minimum viable product operating in the agri industry and seeking to use agri to empower smallholder farmers?
just a clarifying question. So, do you use any technology like app, anything to empower, or is there any kind of product you want to sell out to the farmer, any kind of, services you want to provide to the farmer? So, like, what is that exact thing you want to do?
Sorry, I didn't get that piece. If you can repeat the
Aziz,
question.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so Abu Bakr, for example, you say you want to empower, the farmers, right?
Yeah,
So do you want to provide service to train them, to know the best industry practices and how to, take care of the crops? Or you have some materials, quality materials, let's suppose seeds and all other things, you want to sell it,
Okay.
what is that exact idea?
Okay, fine. I will pick a crop as an example. I hope that will further help in buttressing my question. Let's say wheat. I have the idea of distributing wheat to, let's say, 200 farmers.
All right.
And I want to train them from planting to harvesting stage, maximizing their production, helping them to minimize food wastage, and exposing them to viable markets for such products.
Excellent. Excellent, Ibrahim. So
Let me.
yeah, Hassan, go.
Yes, Abu Bakr. The thing is about, first of all, sorry for staying away for a bit because I'm having some internet issue. I was looking off for that. So, the first thing for agriculture research is we have to develop a research farm. We say it, a research farm where we, in a controlled environment, do just try our product and very controlled environment, like in 200 square feet, we try it, we see it if it's working or not, then we call other people to see it, validate it, experts of the industry to call there and validate it. So that's how MVP works in agriculture sector. I've seen farms, I've seen research farms here in Pakistan with their research firms. They are working on these models on it. But you make a minimum viable, then they will be ready to join your startup. So that's how it would work in your scenario. Hope I would have answered your question.
And just adding to what Hassan said is, so how technically it works is, again, you need to go and do a controlled experiment. But in that, you need to onboard at least one or two or three farmers. You need to sit with them. You need to onboard them. Together, you experiment it, and then it once you think it works better, the product, the weeds, the seeds you are using it is what you were expecting, or is what better than what they are currently using. And then you have an example, for example, three farmers whose production went from, let's suppose, just as an example, from 100 kg to, let's suppose, 130 kg. So this way you can state the numbers, and you can attract other farmers to start using your product. So it's a in control environment. You need to find the stakeholders where you can do your that experimentation. But along with that, you need to find out the resources as well. Like you need to invest in it. Little money grabbing the things, maybe the farmers may not buy from you in the first place. You need to invest from your self to give them seeds and just ask them to plot it, and then you evaluate it, whatever your plan is, and then you monitor it to see how the whole process works, how it behaves different than the other crops, right? How much time it takes. You need to monitor it on every internal interval. At the same time, you also need to note down, which is very very important, that is how the farmers are reacting in the start, what how they were reacting it, in the between, and once the crop is coming, you need to note how the farmers are reacting with your product as well, so that when you are reaching to the more farmers based on your experience, you try pitch accordingly. So like these are some of the steps you can take in order to implement your idea. Now if you have additional question, you can ask. I hope it answered your question. If not, just let us know.
Yeah, it does. It does. So just to add up, it simply means
Awesome.
designing my MVP. It's largely based on my research and plan for what I want to carry out, and not necessarily based on industry benchmark. If I get you correctly.
Absolutely, Abu Bakr, absolutely. I just want to mention here for all of you, is just like an exam. You're going to an exam, you have a paper tomorrow, and you study whole night for a whole week, and you go to exam, you do well because you did a preparation. Same is with the startups. You need to do your homework. You need to do your calculation. If you don't do it, you go straight with only your mind, which we call a tunnel approach, that fails most of the time. So you need to get the data, connect with people, experiment it, and then launch full-fledged, where you get more success.
Aziz, we have a question from Moses here.
Yeah, yes, Moses.
Yeah, here it is written. So he's having some problem with his software development startup. I think it's all about unique selling proposition. Moses, you would have to see your unique selling proposition, what it is. If there is nothing different from the market, then it would be slow. It would be the same like it's doing now.
Yeah, Moses, do you had a question, or was it just a comment?
Yes, it has. It's in the chat.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we
Oh,
can.
great, great.
Yes, please.
Thanks for this session, and I really find it helpful to me. And I think the question that Issa was trying to pass is the same question that I also had. Like, I have a small startup that really, let's say, would offer maybe services. Imagine this is a software company that maybe handles, maybe let's say, builds mobile applications and web applications. So I think the point would be like, how does one measure his value, like his value proposition? How do you really differentiate? As you know, there are so many key players in this software world. How do you really differentiate yourself with all those 1,000 service providers? And also, when it comes to product basis, it would really be easier, because if I say that I'm giving out a product, let's say an Uber app, there you can really bring it and be like, this is where I'm having a unique value proposition, and this is where I can differentiate myself from the rest. But when you're really offering services, it's kind of hard and tricky to even organize yourself. So I really want to know, from your point of experience, like, how do you approach such cases?
Yeah, Hassan, you can
Aziz,
go
you will be
first.
answering or okay?
Yeah, you can go first, then I'll come in.
Moses. Simple thing is everybody is selling the cake. I'm selling the cake. Everybody is getting the same share. Everybody is selling the cake. So it's all about having a unique product, having a product that is different from market. We are talking about unique selling propositions. How we differentiate from the market. If we are selling the same product, what would it be needing? It would be needing extra effort. Like all the people are putting same effort. If someone is putting more effort, would get more. It's about the same business. If all the people in the same business and putting the same, it would all be about the consistency, your efforts, how much time you are giving to it, how good you are at services. And in software industry, I've seen average products selling through and winning in the market. The services are very good about it. You have to stay motivated on it because the idea is your baby. You have to protect it. So I think it's about it. You have to stay focused on it and just try to find out. Like I was sitting with a software house and they were telling it that they were not able to sell anything. They have worked on a thing that is a very, very common thing, and they are doing great on it. They have made a product named Checklist. There was no checklist available. They have made checklists, and they are now in talks with Google for that. And that was a very small thing they thought about that was not available in the market. Other things, to-do list was available, checklist was not available there. So these can be the things you can work upon it. You have got qualities, you have got developers with you. You would also have been a developer yourself. So you can work on things. You need to find the problems. You need to find the gap areas. You can work on your own product. Otherwise, if you're working for the people, developing products for them, developing solutions for them, you might face this problem because there's too much competition. Yes, yes.
All right. Um, I think three things from my side, because I have worked with the technology sector. I'm still heavily engaged in technology sector. The first thing that really defines or keeps you gives you a competitive advantage. Number one, quality. What's the quality of your product service? If you're using software as a product, what is the quality of it? Number one. By quality, it means how effectively it serves the needs of the customers. Second, the time. How much time it saves for the clients, right? Third, money. Is it costly? Is it budgeted? Is it cheap? And then you need to know the customer as well, right? What is their capacity to use that product? The fourth, which is extremely important, is the customization. For example, in my current organization, when we were selecting a system for the hiring process and the onboarding process, so this is one of the key thing we were looking into, how much this product is customizable to my needs. Each organization has different needs. So you as a software developer company or as a venture, you really need to come up with a product which is customizable to the needs of the company based on in different parts of the world. If it is only restricted to one country, you cannot sell well in the another country. So as a software developer or as a venture who is specialized in software services, you really need to focus on the customization. If your product is extremely customizable, it can go up to any extent, in customization. And if it is, price wise, quality wise, time wise, it serves the purpose of, at average, the purpose of the customer you are targeting, the clients you are targeting. Trust me, you will go over there, right? Your product will be very much sellable and it will be very, very much scalable. So these are the four things you need to see in your software service idea. I hope we answered your question. If not, just let us know if you have any clarifying questions.
No, that is fine. That is fine.
All right, awesome. Yes, anyone else? Any question? We are here. We are here to hear you.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Rizwanul from Bangladesh. Thank you for the amazing session. So
Thank you.
it's also related to MDP. So when we are working on a pilot project, I actually working on a non-profit that connects blood donors and patients. So when we are working on a pilot project and gathering feedback for the actual main project, we sometimes tend to continue developing the pilot program instead of focusing more on the actual product. So that affects the timeline of working on the actual product. So I had a question that how to refrain from this, that my instinct is saying that let's add more features and let's see what the feedbacks are, then we'll go to work on the actual product.
Let me go first. It's technical. Again, you need to do a little bit background, and you need to go step by step. I'll just give you one example. In my previous company, where we were launching a credit card, right? So we were launching a credit card in the US and in the Canadian market. How did we approach? I'll share that approach that we took in a year and how it resulted. Now, the first thing is, if your idea is there, whether it's a non-for-profit, you just need to understand that idea, know the problem. If you know the solution and you want to test it, the very first thing you need to do, which is step number one, go and find few people who are actually facing that problem. Go implement that, that thing there with them. Once you implement it, you will learn in the process. The people will, take the feedback from the people, goods as well, improvement area as well, and you will understand the process as well, because you have designed something. It may work in the field, it may not. It may fulfill the needs, it may not. You don't know, because it's not yet tested. This is where you go first, you test it. This is what we did. We went to few of our internal people, we gave them the credit card to use it, so that we understand, does it actually go through what we have actually designed, the product, the software on the back. In a lot of cases, it didn't go through. We received the feedback, we worked on it. In the next phase, we gave it to few more employees. Then we already worked on the previous feedback. It went well, but we still received challenges. Then we went back to the technical team, we worked on it, we gave the feedback, we made the enhancement. Then we tested with few business owners. We gave them free rebates, free credit cards. We told them use it, give us the feedback. And we were tracking how they are using the credit card and where the issues are coming from. So those were the actual customer, right? So they use it, we got the feedback. This was almost in the 6th month. Every phase we gave ourselves 2 months. So in the 6th month, we went out there, they gave us the feedback, we knew all the details, the technical, non-technical, back-end, front-end issues. So once we got those ideas, the technical team, all the team, legal side, financial side, the sales team, together, we again redesigned those challenges and went up for the first, launch to, a specific segment people. Let's suppose people who were having 1 to 9 trucks or drivers. So we went out there, gave it the product. But before that, we tested 3 times, which was working fine. So once we go to those 1 to 19 people, businesses who has 1 to 19 drivers, we got some more feedback. But till then, the product was already mature. The product already gone through so many, iterations, so many customization. So it was serving well the customer. So in the first 12 months, we generated, let's suppose, 100,000 US dollar. But to reach to that level, we went through step by step. So in your case, the first step is design the solution, go out there to few people, test with them. Then once you get the feedback, again, redesign your product, your idea, go back to few more people, get their feedback, spend some time on it. On the third level, once you incorporate all these things, then you can go on a bigger level, so that the product you have tested is already tested. The feedback will be coming. A product needs improvement regularly, but at least your product is ready now to be launched in the market. Hassan, if you want to add anything.
Okay, Rizwan. I've been attached to this sector, and I've seen your startup, that's Blood Bag, and I hope you have developed your product. Yes.
Yeah, we have a pilot project now. So that's and one solution actually.
So, Rizwan, let me tell you, I've seen many products developed in this sector, already developed. The people worked on it. One common thing they all were doing was they all were focusing on the blood banks. The blood
Hassan, I think we lost you. We can't hear you. Okay, let's wait for him. Yeah, Muhammad Isa will come to you. Let's just wait if.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you were saying, so it's actually a continuous process. So going to the continuous process, the product will be developed day by day, and then we can actually ship the final product when it's gone through enough testing processes.
Absolutely. So Raj, the important thing here is that we don't rush. See, innovation, creativity in product service development is a steady and slow process. The slow and the steady you go, the better you will, innovate. And that means you need to go first, meet few people, test it with few people, then go to few more people. And once you think now it's ready, then full-fledged launch. That is why startups fail, because from the very first thing they launch big and they fail. Why? Because they haven't tested with few people. So yes, I agree, go step by step in the next few months, then you will see your idea has changed a little bit as well based on the feedback, and is better and is more effective as well.
Right, thank you.
Of course. Isa, you had a question.
All right, thank you so much. I work for an agro-allied company, and what we do basically, like Abubakar said, is that we provide smallholder farmers with quality seeds and fertilizers and support. And at the end of the day, they have a better harvest at the end of the day. Now, I want to look at the unique value proposition when we compare with our competitors, because we've got many videos of some of these farmers saying they're so happy because we really give them some things more affordable than other companies would do, you know, and our recovery rates are also quite easy for them. Now, we want to come up with a document, a kind of impact document, so that our, what do you call it, unique value proposition would actually be something of that will be presentable, basically. And of course, with this, we can actually sort for partners, get more stakeholders into the business. But then we're kind of like stuck, because what are those metrics, you know, the theories, the formulas that we can actually come up with? We can't simply, just like you were telling Abubakar, that which was also good. It's just, let me just call that one metric. You know, you said, okay, give a farmer a product, let him plant it, let us see the difference between the beginning and his current harvesting ratios. But if we do that, we can only say, okay, we've been able to impact this farmer. He was having 100 kg before, and now he's getting 130 kg. Does it stop there? There are other things that we need to look at, like maybe he has a child now going to school because he's making a better harvest. Is it in line with sustainable development goals because he's now, you know, using more climate resilient seeds, or he's now able to, because he's making a better harvest, he's able to, you know, send his child to school, so he's bettering education. From what perspective can we actually measure the impact that we've had on these farmers, so that our own unique value proposition can be in a document? We can say, okay, we are better than XYZ company because this is the level of impact. And we want to have this impact record for, say, 2022 down to date. Is there any formula, strategy, or metric, or theory? Because we don't just want to come up with something and say, hey, this farmer, before we supported this farmer, he couldn't get a wife, but now we supported him, he now has a wife. Of course, that's a laughable metric.
Yeah.
What are the standard metrics to actually, you know, present the people and say, these are the metrics?
All right, so let me respond first, and then Hassan can add as well. So the first thing is, the question you asked is a very broader in a very broader concept, but just keep it specific to the example you gave. The first thing is, there are so many metrics, but metrics varies from organization, from idea to idea. This is where your first competitive advantage comes in. You need to design your own metrics. So for example, when you talk about measuring the impact, now it's on your preferences, but as an expert, I will tell you that these are the different kind of impacts you can, measure. But as a startup, you need to prioritize what impact you want to measure. For example, are you interested, is your idea more towards environmental impact, social impact, financial impact, mental and psychological impact, health, impact? So what is your priority? It could be either one, or it could be a mix of it, or it could be all. And why you need to be strategic here, Isa, is being startup, you don't have that resources to time to look into each of it. You need to prioritize. For example, in the first place, you might prioritize your financial impact. In the first 1-2 year, your metric stands are financial impact. My farmer are earning 10% more than before my product, after they started using my product. That's the first metrics. Now, as you move on, you get resources, you get financials, you get incomes, you get people in your board. The next you add to it is seeing the, let's suppose, social impact. How your increase in 10% is actually impacted their families. So you can add that to it. But as a startup, from the very beginning, you can't go to all these impacts. So you need to make a matrix that in the first place, I need to look into the financials. After 2 years, once I become stable, I get resources, backup, and people who can do into the analysis. Then I look into, okay, those 10% extra earning, how it is impacting the family. the social life of that person. Is he sending people his child to school or not? Are they living better? Are they eating better or not? So that's the tactical approach. Maybe after 4 years, once you become stable, then you question that, okay, I am doing this regularly now. I need to look into the environmental factors, right? Or it could be health wise, how health wise they are doing it. So this is how, Isa, you can be more strategic when you are designing a matrix. There is no single globally accepted matrix that you can apply. You can design your own matrix based on the time, the resources, the financials you have, and based on your idea, and based on the team you have. So you can prioritize it this way in order to measure the impact of your startup. Yes, Hassan.
Isa, as you took the example of agriculture, let me tell you a few examples. China researched and made a seed of cotton that is planted in desert and watered once in its lifetime. Once that seed is planted in anywhere other place in the world in desert, that would yield the same results. Is it a metric or not? Yes, it is a metric. Yes, it is a metric. Another thing, if ginger is planted somewhere in the world and the same environment is available in another place and nobody is knowing about it, they bring the seed there and plant it and start telling other people. Like tea tree is available in Brazil. Australia took it and now they are selling it, tea tree plants. So this is the thing that is easier. Per yield product is the main thing in agriculture. We can apply it to all other sectors. There are metrics available, but we have to do research in the specific field. We have to be specific. As for reading, we need different glasses, and for driving, we need different glasses. So that's how it all works there. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Isa, I hope we answered your question, but if you have clarifying question, please let us know.
It's lovely. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, for others, we are already 40 minutes over time. Thanks, Hassan, for being with us. I really appreciate that. If you have a question, you can. If not, we can see each other in the next webinar, which would be on next Wednesday. The schedule is already shared with you by Michelle. So if you have a question, please ask us. If not, then we will move, we will see each other in the next session.
Aziz, I will add one thing for Rizwan only here. I was going to tell something when I got disconnected. There was a thing. I worked in the market with the blood donation company. That was to make adopting a leukemia and thalassemia patient was the thing. I've been a blood donor. I've donated 40 plus bags, and doctors stopped me not to donate anymore. So that is the thing. Adaptation of a patient can be a thing that can be sold through this application. Though that's not is a selling thing, but yes, if you get users on it, you get traffic on this application, you'll get ads on it, and you'll be earning from this product. So that's you're doing a wonderful job, and you all guys are doing. Thank you guys from my side, and if there is, I'm gonna sign off.
Yeah, thank you, Hassan. Thank you very much. We'll see you in another session. Thank you so very much, and thank you everyone for joining. Please throw your question. Yeah, Nelson, you have a question, right? All right, just in case you have question, just send it to Michelle. We'll happy to respond you through email as well if you have no more questions. So thank you so very much. Please join us in the next webinar as well, which is more about business, canvas model, business model canvas, and it's more about how you can do the market analysis. So now we will step by step teach you, share with you all the techniques that you can use in order to come up with a better, with a more viable, feasible, and more desirable product and idea. So we will see you in the next session. You will get the recording of this session as well and the content of this session as well soon. Till then, just work on whatever you heard, whatever we shared with you. Go back, reflect on it, see where does your startup, your idea needs improvement. And in the next session, which is happening next Wednesday, same time, we really wish to see you all to join us to learn more about business canvas model. We want you to learn more about how you can do the market analysis, the stakeholder analysis. We will have two amazing entrepreneurs who are running their own startups. They will be sharing their experiences which you can apply. So thank you so very much. Michelle, if you are in a meeting, you can just drop a text. If not, I can hand it over to you. Otherwise, we are good. We can meet in the next webinar. So thank you, Isa. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Michelle. Not a problem. I'm here. So thank you so much. Let's meet next Wednesday at the same time. Come up with more questions, with more challenges you face personally, so that we and our expert can help you resolve your questions and challenges as well. Thank you so very much. See you next Wednesday.